camera, man, you know, being friends, obviously, and then following, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. We don't live too far from each other, but my God, I fell for you because when you posted that video, walk me through when you first laid eyes on what's now the remains, basically, of your place.
It's crazy, you're right. We're like literally one valley kind of apart where we are, and it just makes all the difference. But I went the night before, I went up to the house, and the fires were still in the mountains at this point. There was a lot of smoke up in Altadena. This is the Eaton fire, and got passports and birth certificates and kind of got a few family photo albums and stuff. Went back to an apartment in Pasadena, went to bed, woke up a few hours later, and we're on now we're watching the news. And the coverage is of our block. We're recognizing street signs and corners, but we can't see whether our house is okay. And so, I mean, I probably, like you, I just got in the car and I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. I gotta go see, I gotta know.
Right.
And I drove up through the streets, the houses burning around, power lines down, and then I made, this corner onto our specific block, which seemed to be the one block that was completely and totally decimated. And yeah, it was like I couldn't catch my breath. It was so surreal. I mean, it was shock and fear and disbelief, and this beautiful neighborhood was as if no homes had ever been built. It literally looked like flat. And I know it's happening all over LA, and I know it's like it's I was saying with these guys too, like you feel you're in your bubble. You've lost everything. I lost my home. This is literally, I'm wearing this because this is all I have, and it's all I have. And it's hard for one family to go through that. And then you multiply it by hundreds or thousands in Los Angeles, like so many of us, absolutely devastated. And I'm not just talking about stuff. Like, I'm not just talking, like these are, I mean, you're such a family guy, and the memories and the mementos and the kids' school projects and the Father's Day cards they gave to you their whole life, every year, and the everything, all that stuff. Your family photos that are on film, bro. We're back with, like our family photos are gone. All that's gone. That stuff's irreplaceable.
It is. It's absolutely irreplaceable. And I mean, they've done such a great job with the coverage and stuff, but it really is catastrophic. I don't think people understand that. And I remember when I got the notice on the phone, which is incredibly loud, that notice, how did you handle that, or when it first, the evacuation notice?
Yeah.
And it was kind of hard to believe, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was hard to believe. Like, I'm probably like you in the sense where I hear it and I'm like, yeah, well, I'll check it. Like, I got this. It was some ignorant part of me is like, I got this. So I hear it, and I'm out to dinner in Pasadena, and it goes off, and I check my phone, and it's blowing up, and I'm like, I got to get back to the house. Like, so I get back and I grab a few things and get out, and and then I notice that other people, like getting down the mountain is packed. Like I had to use my secret ways down because like it's all jammed, and I'm like, wow, this is what people are taking this here. I can see the mountain now kind of really going up. The houses don't seem to be yet. So, and then hours later, it was decimated. I mean, hours. It was as if a tornado went through that was on fire. It was that quick. It was just so scary and so surreal, like apocalyptic.
You're right, and you feel helpless, obviously, and incredibly vulnerable. How's your family doing, and how did your kids react?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, so my son's in school in England, and so he went back. So he's had to go through this knowing that everything, his whole childhood, all his memories of his childhood are gone. He's doing that alone, which breaks my heart. My daughter is going to school in Europe too, but she's been with us. So she's been, and they're really deeply having a hard time. Their mom also. There's just so many memories there.
Well, one of the memories, I believe you posted with your daughter, y'all were decorating a tree.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful, special moment. But other than the ones you capture on video, you're right, you can't go backwards.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Just like 2-3 posts, like, we're all social media, Instagram, whatever, and like. It was me and Layla in the living room decorating that tree. That tree was still up when the house went down. All those ornaments. So those ornaments, for what it's worth, we all got our stuff, but those ornaments I collect from around the world over decades. Those are all we're one of those trees where we don't just kind of get mass ornaments. So every single one of those has meaning, and from my mom before she passed, and around the world, and all this, like those are the things that you can't replace.
You can't. And you talked about the stuff you grabbed and passports and
Yeah.
and I believe one of the things was your ashes of your dog, right?
Yeah, it was actually my daughter. So when I went to the house, you know, I got passports and birth certificates and family photo albums that I could grab. And then my daughter sent me a text and said, grab Red's ashes. And I was like, that's so sweet. And I still, at that point, if I really believed that the house was gone, I would have been up there with 10 suitcases.
Right.
You know,
Right. You couldn't fathom it.
I
yeah.
couldn't. I was, you know, just like on this small chance. So I just grabbed it because she asked me to. But obviously, I'm so happy that I did.
Have you spoken to other friends or family that have been in the area affected by this?
So the neighbors. So the thing is, yeah, like I have friends in Pacific Palisades, which I'm sure you do too, who are completely devastated.
Yeah.
Just literally almost nothing left. But even in our area in Altadena, like our block, it was just a beautiful, beautiful block, a mix of architecture. We have like a 100-year-old Spanish Revival home, and then there would be like a new traditional home, and then a modern. And we would all gather outside my house and walk dogs and talk and hang out. And literally everybody from my little pod in there, everybody's house is absolutely decimated. It's completely gone, and we will rebuild. And I'm not trying to, you know, make this more heavy, but it is heavy. And there's a lot of loss, and there's a lot to be grateful for. I know you're a very positive guy. I try to be as well, and I try to kind of get my mind in that frame where we're alive and we're safe and we're taken care of, and you know, we're there for each other, and we've got LA strong, and we're all together in this. But at the same time, it's so easy to kind of get sucked back down, and just every few minutes, somebody in my family that gets hit again with something that they remember is gone. Like I'll go and I'll be like, oh, I need that.
Yeah.
Like thing after thing after thing, and I've been told that happens for months and months.
I bet. And as far as how to heal, how to move forward, have you even thought about it?
I'm sort of like a solution-oriented kind of guy. So for me, part of the way that I deal with a lot of this stuff, I've been through some adversity in the past, and I try to really focus on what's next, and maybe a little too much too soon, to be honest, but you know, I've talked to the insurance, and I've talked to the architect that's helped us kind of rebuild our house over the years, and like I just need to have some sort of a mental image or structure of a possible future, so I can just have a little bit of peace of mind, and so the kids can have a little peace of mind. So, you know, first and foremost, we're trying to help out. Like I'm literally with my friends' houses that are still up, spraying lawns, offering help, whatever we can do. And then secondly, as far as us and rebuilding, we're taking little baby steps. But for me, like I just need something to feel like we're moving forward, you know, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you got this, brother. God bless.
Yeah, man.